Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome to another video, and this time we are looking at Cthun Warrior on the standard mode ladder. Now, why this particular deck? Well, it was created by a pro player called Sjow, who is a fantastic player. You should check out his stream. He's very entertaining, very informative. But why this particular deck? Well, it doesn't run Gorehowl. A lot of the other Cthulhu decks that you see run one copy of Gorehowl. Why does this deck not run it? Well, Harrison Jones is prevalent on the ladder. Since the Old Gods expansion, we've been seeing more of Shaman, on the ladder. We've been seeing a lot more Warrior on the ladder on standard mode. And for that reason, to counteract the warrior weapons, to counteract the shaman's doom hammer, it's popular practice to run Harrison Jones or Acidic Swamp Ooze, usually Harrison. So for that reason, we don't run Gorehowl, because if Harrison comes down and takes out Gorehowl, you lose a ridiculous amount of value. It's a really sad moment. So yeah, no Gorehowl in this particular deck. Other than that, it's a sort of standard Cthulhu deck. You run the Cthulhu buff cards, one copy of Beckoner of Evil, not two, okay, it's worth noting. Disciple of Cthulhu, Cthulhu's Chosen, Crazed Worshipper, which is a taunt, and every time it takes damage, your Cthulhu gets buffed. That's quite reasonable, actually, and it's nice to have a taunt. Always helpful against aggressive decks that run cheap minions with low attack and low health. Crazed Worshipper can eat those minions up quite nicely. Justicar Trueheart is in this deck. Tanking up is always helpful against mid-range and control decks, but also against aggressive decks. There are times where if you're not dead by the time Justicar has come down, tanking up can save your life. It's 4 armor every turn. It's insane. One of my favourite combos in this deck is Bran Bronzebeard with Ancient Shieldbearer, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. You've got the Twin Emperor Vetclaw, which is insane value, 7 cost, and you get 2 4/6 bodies on the board that are taunts. Doomcaller to get your Cthulhu back, and then of course Cthulhu himself. So, oh, and Double Brawl too. Double Brawl to clear the board against aggressive decks. So let's have a look at some of the synergies in this deck, and let's start with Bran Bronzebeard. Bran synergizes with a number of minions in this deck, but Disciple of Cthulhu, I'd argue probably one of the weaker synergies here. It's useful. I mean, it's 4 damage rather than 2 damage to something, but I guess you'd call that an emergency battle cry, dealing 4 damage, because you only get that one shot of 4 damage at an enemy minion, and maybe you're desperate to kill something, so you go Bran, Disciple of Cthulhu, 4 damage, kill something desperately, and that's the end of it. But you don't get any more value beyond that, and that makes it disappointing. Compare that to the Ravaging Ghoul. Bran Ravaging Ghoul is 2 damage AoE to the entire board, which against an aggressive deck, an aggressive hunter, or against the Zoolock in particular, that offers you much better value than the value from Disciple of Cthulhu and Bran, because Ravaging Ghoul, it's AoE, it's to the entire board. That's so good. It's worth noting, though, that with the Ravaging Ghoul AoE, Bran is also taking that 2 damage, so that's something to be absolutely wary of. But against Zoolock, you can often just clear an entire board just by playing Bran Ravaging Ghoul. The value is insane. However, there are even more insane combos with Bran Bronzebeard. Ancient Shieldbearer, I mentioned this earlier. Instead of getting 10 armor, if your Cthulhu has at least 10 attack, Bran Ancient Shieldbearer will give you 20 armor. Sometimes that is more than enough to put you out of range of dying from aggressive decks. Think Aggro Shaman, think Face Hunter. And by the way, Face Hunter is still a thing. I faced 3 Face Hunters today on the ladder. It's still a thing, but that can put you out of range of dying. Particularly good against Zoolock in particular, who run their cheap minions with their low attack, their low health, and then suddenly you play Bran, Ancient Shieldbearer, and they think, oh, how do we kill the warrior now? So it's pretty good. It's also a turn 10 play. If you've not had any discounts from the Emperor, you just play this on turn 10 and you're out of range. Possibly, though, the best combo, the absolute best combo with Cthulhu Warrior for Bran is Bran and the Twin Emperor Veclaw. Because with Bran, you get 3 4/6 bodies on the board with Taunt. And like with the Ancient Shieldbearers, sometimes that can just spell game over for your opponent because they just think to themselves, how do we get through 3 4/6 bodies? Really good against Priest, by the way, because Twin Emperor Veclaw with 4/6 body is immune to Shadow Word Pain. It doesn't die to Shadow Word Death. Holy Nova doesn't kill it. Even double Holy Nova doesn't kill it. Circle of Healing with the Arcanized Soul Priest does not kill these bodies. So there's so much value in that, and for that reason alone, just playing Cthulhu Warrior is just so much fun. So much fun. Okay, couple of other combos. Bran and Cthulhu. If you have Bran Bronzebeard down on board and he has survived, and the following turn you play Cthulhu, well, you're laughing all the way. You really are. I mean, doubling Cthulhu's battle cry is often game over. It's certainly a board clear, but I find that this combo is one that doesn't happen very often. It's quite rare. Bran Bronzebeard and Doomcaller. Now, this is an interesting one. If the Emperor has discounted Bran and the Doomcaller, and if your Cthulhu is dead, and keeping in mind, we need to be very specific here, your Cthulhu is dead, not hexed, not polymorphed, but dead, and it died on your side of the board, then Bran Bronzebeard Doomcaller is disgusting, because it will put two Cthuns back into your deck, and in long control games it's game over then, because you're both top decking, you're both running out of cards. Putting 2 Cthuns into your deck gives you 2 additional cards, which stops you from hitting fatigue sooner. And then when Cthulhu just comes down, it does that ridiculous burst damage, and, well, if they survive the first Cthulhu coming down, then the next one is probably game over. So in total, you'd have played 3 Cthuns in the course of that game, and in control games, as I say, it can win you the game. So there we go. That's the Bran Bronzebeard synergy, and yes, there it is, Bran Bronzebeard with the Emperor. That is the beginning of the end for your opponent. If you have Bran in hand, if you have the Doomcaller in hand, or various other cards in hand, you play the Emperor, get ridiculous discounts, and then you play Bran, and you play those other cards, and get those synergies that we've just been talking about. Ponder this, though. If the Emperor stays alive for long enough, for 2 or 3 turns, and just imagine you've got Bran and Cthulhu in hand, and each turn Bran is getting discounted, Cthulhu is getting discounted. 1 round of the Emperor is not enough, because Bran costs 3, Cthulhu costs 10, so Bran will then cost 2, Cthulhu costs 9. No, you can't play them together on the same turn. But if the Emperor survives 1 more turn, that's 2 turns, it's then possible to play a 1-cost Bran Bronzebeard with an 8-cost, I think, an 8-cost Cthulhu to get the double battle cry damage from Cthulhu. So yeah, Emperor, one of the best cards in this deck, often signifying the beginning of the end for your opponent if you get those battle cries down. Let's not forget a few other cards here. You've got Sylvanas, who's just brilliant. You know, she can stop an enemy deck in their tracks, because sometimes when she comes down, they don't know what to do. They honestly don't, especially if they've got a board full of minions. You know, do they ignore her? Do they trade into her? What do they do? Brawl, there's 2 copies in this deck, really good against aggressive decks. And let's not forget this card, Shield Slam. Well, why am I interested in this card? Well, deal 1 damage to a minion. A minion. That can be one of your minions or an enemy minion. Shield slamming Sylvanas is brilliant because you can steal a Cthulhu. And that's insane, because then that Cthulhu is yours, and their Doomcaller doesn't get value. That's such an important thing to consider here. If you're going up against a Cthulhu warrior in the mirror match, shield slamming your Sylvanas to steal their Cthulhu is so important. In fact, you'll hear pro players saying, do not play your Cthulhu until you have seen their Sylvanas and got rid of it, because you do not want to lose your Cthulhu to them, particularly if you're running Doomcaller. So there we go. So Sylvanas, Brawl, Shield Slam, all very, very important cards. Justicar True Heart, tanking up every turn, 4 armor return, synergizing with Shield Slam. So useful. Sometimes if you're going up against a warrior and you suspect it to be a control warrior, you know, keeping Justicar in the opening hand may actually be a consideration. Maybe not, because you're mulliganing hard for the Fiery War Axe, obviously. But the sooner you can play Justicar, the better, because the sooner you can start tanking up, the better, because in control games, it means you can last, go the distance, and that the fatigue war, because quite often in control games, it comes down to fatigue, that if you've been tanking up from turn 6 onwards, then you're less likely to die to fatigue. So Justicar True Heart, very important in this deck. I have seen Cthulhu Warrior decks that don't play Justicar because they just aim to essentially end the game before it goes too long, but I'm a massive, massive fan of Justicar. Okay, so there we go. Shows Cthulhu Warrior. I've explained some of the synergies, I've explained how it works. Let's now have a look at a few of the games. Okay, heading into our first game, it's against a warrior, and we're going to keep the Fiery War Axe, and we're probably going to keep Justicar here too. Now, why are we doing that? Well, if it's a Cthulhu warrior or some form of control warrior, which it probably is, tanking up is really important and can help you last into the late game, helps you survive fatigue, which is crucial. And it's a Cthulhu warrior, so yes, tanking up is going to be important. Okay. Fiery War Axe there, removes the minion, pretty standard play. You're always wondering against warrior, what are the chances they have the Fiery War Axe? Well, there, I had it. I don't usually draw it in the opening hand, but there I got it, so I was quite happy. Here I'm happy, I think, to coin out the Cthulhu's Chosen. The reason for that, I value a minion. I value a minion on board, particularly this minion has a Divine Shield. It's going to be annoying for him to get through. Okay, Blood to Ichor, that's one way of breaking the shield and the War Axe. Okay, but do you know what? I'm happy with that. I'm okay with it, rather. I'm not happy, but I'm okay with it. You had to invest 2 different cards to break through. Okay, and why am I playing Disciple of Cthulhu here? Well, it's a clean kill, firstly. Secondly, it saves my War Axe charge. Thirdly, if he wants to swing a Fiery War Axe into a 1 health minion, I am happy for him to do that. Yes, because in the end, it's 3 attack on 1 health. I feel that I come out the best in that little encounter, that little trade there, because I forced him to use that weapon and not get full value on the attack. Now, Crazed Worshipper, 3/6, when it takes damage, Cthulhu gets buffed. We didn't really have any other play there. 5 mana, Crazed Worshipper was on curve, so we're not floating any mana, that's always helpful. We could have double slammed and used our weapon, but that would have buffed his Cthulhu up by 3, we don't want to do that. So, no easy ways there to kill his minion, we just played our own Worshipper. Pondering the slam, but again, same situation as last turn, not really any good. So I think a trade into his 3/6 with my 3/6 and then using my face is probably the way to go. So we buff his Cthulhu up, and you notice something, his Cthulhu is at 10. So his activators are for Cthulhu can now be activated. In other words, you know, his ancient shield bearer can now armor up for 10. Twin Emperor Veclaw can get you the 2 4 6s. So we need to be aware of that. Of course, our Cthulhu is at 12, so again, we can get our Cthulhu synergy cards going too. We can get our Twin Emperor Veclaw down. We can benefit from our Ancient Shield Bearer. Now, I value Justicar here at 6 attack. I don't want to trade or for it to die so easily, so I'm going to use Slam. And instead of tanking up, I actually value a minion on board. Right, so I value the minion on board. It's a 4-2 Divine Shield. It's pretty good. So let's see how he deals with my board. Once I'm happy with my board, I'll start my tank up process. Okay, he doesn't like Justicar. Oh wow, again, another double card investment. He just executed a 1 health Justicar. I'll take that. I'll take that. Oh look, there's Cthulhu. Right, so we're just going to draw a card here. And I'm going to use Slam, I think on that 2-1, and play the Acolyte. Because we don't want to be drawing too many more cards, because remember, fatigue is important. In these kind of matches, you want to survive the fatigue war, and you don't want to draw too quickly through your deck. We have 17 cards left, so I'm using the Slam just as removal there. Now that's kind of awkward to get through. It's 6/6. Oh, okay. So Disciple of Cthulhu changes everything. We can get through it now. And now I am comfortable with my board. I'm comfortable with my board, and I'm thinking to myself, now I can start tanking up. 3 minions on board. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Always keeping an eye on the card count there. Always keeping an eye on that card count. It's really important to be constantly aware. Wow, and here comes Justicar. So the tanking up war is real now. We are going to be tanking up forever. Now, being conscious of the fatigue war, I am going to kill off my Acolyte. And the reason for that is because I only want to draw the 1 card from it. I don't want any more card draw from it. Because, again, fatigue is an issue, so we will just minimise that card draw. It's just another way of thinking about it. I think some players would value the card draw, thinking, right, if I can draw into these cards sooner, I can win the game. But knowing that this is sort of a control-style match, we've just got to be careful.
Are you my master?
Wow. So do you know, this would look like a tempting Cthulhu board, right? Cthulhu coming down would kill both minions, probably, and shred a chunk of his armour. And if, for some insane reason, Cthulhu doesn't kill one of the minions, well, maybe we can use our minion to mop up, our Beckoner. But no, this is not a Cthulhu board. It's not a Cthulhu board, as tempted as I am, and there's a reason for this. We have not seen Sylvanas yet from him, and that is something that could lose you the game. You play Cthulhu, they play Sylvanas, they brawl, or they execute or shill slam their Sylvanas. Well, I don't think you can. No, you can't execute friendly minions, but you can shill slam friendly minions. So they steal the Cthulhu and they win. So this play here is fine. I mean, he's still going to have the board because his War Axe is going to kill my 3/3. He'll still have the Beckon Revival on board, which is annoying. Oh, wow! He just did what I wanted to do on that previous turn, but I held myself back. Wow, he's just Cthulhu'd, shredding my armour. But I can still take a hit from Cthulhu and survive. She'll block there to gain a little bit more armor.
I have no time.
And we play Sylvanas, and this is the dream situation, the dream scenario. Because look, we have Brawl in hand. This is fine. And he's like, oh god, what do I do? He just targeted my face, thought about it for a second. Well, what do you do here? Well, you go face. If you've committed to face, you go face, certainly. And is he going to play another minion into my Brawl that's coming up next turn? Oh, yeah, sure, play Bran. Bran's a good card. You're about to lose Bran Bronzebeard, you're about to lose Cthulhu, and you're about to lose the 2-2 that no one cares about. Yeah, double Brawl is in hand. We have to Brawl here. I mean, what we could do is kill the Beckoner. Because no one wants that back from a Brawl. I'd happily take Cthulhu, and I'd be okay with Bran Bronzebeard. Because look, I've got an Ancient Shieldbearer in hand. I'd be very happy with either Cthulhu or Bran then. Okay, here we go. Ding ding, says the Brawl, and... Yep. We get Cthulhu. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't play Cthulhu if your opponent has not played Sylvanas. And you've dealt with Sylvanas first, obviously, and, okay. So we have his Cthulhu. What's he gonna do? Oh, he's gonna shield slam it. Hey, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. And why am I happy with it? Because now his Doomcaller gets no value. 0 value. He can't get his Cthulhu back. And as a Cthulhu Warrior player, that's sort of your biggest moment of triumph. When you realise they can't bring him back. Now, I'm happy to play my Cthulhu here, to shred some armour. We've seen a shield slam. We haven't seen Sylvanas, so I'm sort of going against my own advice, but it's okay, I think. We have Brawl, so even if he does play Sylvanas, and he steals my Cthulhu, we can Brawl it away and do whatever, but... I mean, I could have gone for Bran, Ancient Shieldbearer, wow, and look, he Brawls. Ha! And we win the Brawl. Even if we'd lost the Brawl, it would have been okay, because we do have Doomcaller, so it would have been fine. And the Emperor's pretty sweet here, I think. We could Bran Ancient Shieldbearer, but I think Emperor's good. I want to get the discount on Bran Bronzebeard, because when the Doomcaller eventually arrives, then we can play Bran for 2 cost with the 8 cost Doomcaller, and we can get double Cthulhu back to hand once my Cthulhu dies, of course. And look at it, it's injured, right? It's just begging to be executed, so yeah, come on, do it. Execute my Cthulhu and I'll bring it back to life. Oh, Doomcaller. Oh, 2020 Cthulhu that is not, I repeat, is not going back to his deck. Okay, Shield Slam here I think is okay. There is no need for us to commit any more to the board. We'll get a second round of Emperor discounts, which is insane, by the way. I mean, we've only got 4 cards in hand, but it's still insane. And I believe this is now over. If you can't deal with Cthulhu, it's over. Yep, and it is over. Wow. So what a game. Very intense, these games. These mirror matches, incredibly intense. Okay, so another warrior here. Bring it on indeed. Another warrior, and we're just dumping the whole hand because it's not great. Hey, Fiery War Axe. Oh, Cthulhu. We don't want to see Cthun. But Fiery War Axe is a welcome sight. Means that we can actually kill something that he plays. Justicar is a welcome sight. We do not know what kind of a warrior this is just yet. Oh, right, okay, Cthun Warrior, Beckoner of Evil. Okay, so another Cthun Warrior. Another mirror match. Is this the same opening as in the previous match? Did we end up killing a Beckoner of Evil on turn 2? I think we did. Okay. Shield block.
Are you my master?
Okay, that's fine. Oh dear, so his Cthun is now a 10-10. This is fine. But now the initiative goes back to him. He gets to play something and I'll need to react to it. Which is slightly annoying. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he plays nothing here. Okay. Hey, that's pretty good. Crazed Worshipper, turn 5, on curve. Hey, that's decent. Let's see how he deals with it. He does have the War Axe. Oh, slam. Okay, sure. Wow, and he's going to give my Cthun a buff there of 3. Look at that. 3 attacks were needed to deal with my Crazed Worshipper. My Crazed Worshipper just got serious value there. I'm okay with that. The Emperor. Oh gosh, do we play the Emperor here? I think we do, right? Or was that a misplay? Should I have played Justicar? Although Justicar would just die to Trade and Ravaging Ghoul. Oh bloody hell, it's Gorehowl. You see, I sort of snap played the Emperor, but I don't know if it was the right choice because we didn't have Bran in hand, and getting the discount on Bran is so important, so you can get your Doomcaller value. Playing Bran for 2, Doomcaller for 8, and get double Cthun back to the deck. Okay, anyway, this is alright. Here, I'm saying to him, kill my 2-1 with your Gorehowl. Yes, let's just negate his Gorehowl value as much as we can. Oh god, speaking of value, Twin Emperor Veclaw, well, that's value. Yeah, that's good value for him. Well, we can kill one of them. So we just slam. See what we get. Meh. Meh. Okay. Do we just Justicar here? And then tank up? Or do we play the 4-drop? And armor up? I think we just play the 4-drop, right? Because it has Divine Shield, and will make life awkward for him. Justicar with the 3 health, sure, it gives me the tank up facility, but it will just die very easily to Gorehowl. At least here, the Cthulhu's Chosen has that shield. It's just going to be annoying for him to get through, potentially. Unless he has Blood Ticker, like we saw in the last game. Okay, he's going face. Sure. Okay. That's interesting. That's really good. Cthulhu's Disciple of Cthun. So brilliant. Really is. Do I save the coin? Nah. Let's tank up. Let's start tanking up. His Gorehowl is getting ridiculous value now, actually, when you think about it. It's done a lot of killing in this game. And regardless of the health value of the minions it's been killing, it still had value for him. And speaking of value, this is disgusting value right here. Baron Geddon. Wow. Oh, we can kill it. Draw a card. That's not a card. Draw a card again. That's sort of a card. But nothing we can really play on board here. But hey, look, 16 armor. But we've drawn a couple of cards, so getting closer to that fatigue. It's important, again, to just be mindful of how many cards we're drawing, how many cards are left. Okay, here comes the stacking of the armor. Wow. Okay. Oh, 1919 Cthun. Oh. Do we slam it? It'll kill the 6/6 and it'll shred his armor. Do I go against my own advice? Yes, I do. Now, what was my advice earlier? My advice earlier was, until you see Sylvanas, don't put down the Cthun. Well, I could get punished here. I could get punished terribly if he has a Sylvanas and if he can kill it. But maybe he's just going to execute the Cthun. Yes, he is. He's going to execute it. Hey, I'm okay with that, because we've got Doomcaller yet to come. Hey, it's alright. It's fine. Hey, Sylvanas. And Brawl in hand too, which is interesting. And we're just tanking up now, building up armor. So if he does play his Cthun, then, you know, it won't kill us. Then we can play Sylvanas the following turn, and even if he goes face again, we should still be alive because we're tanking up constantly. And then we can Brawl the turn after. So, okay. 34 armor versus his measly 4 armor. I think I'm winning the armor war now. And of course, he's not played his Justicar yet. Oh, a 12-12 Cthun. Damn it, it actually killed my 6/6. There was a chance there that the 6/6 could have survived, but nah. Okay, we steal it. Here we go, Shield Slam on Sylvanas. There we go, we steal his Cthun. Now, if we can end up getting this Cthun killed off on our side of the board, he's not going to be able to get it back. From his Doomcaller, we have essentially denied him value on Doomcaller. It's what we did in the previous game, and it worked out very well for us. So, thank God we had that Sylvanas. Oh, and he's shield slamming it. So, yeah, it's confirmed now. No value for him on Doomcaller. Oh, speaking of Doomcaller, there is the Doomcaller. Okay, sure. We'll just execute. It's alright. It's not the best execute in the world, but I'm just thinking, we've seen Cthun, we've seen Baron Geddon. What else is he gonna play? I mean, Ragnaros would be a better execute target. Ysera, if he plays it. I doubt it. They don't play Ysera, do they? Cthun Warriors now? No, they don't. That's old school Control Warrior or Dragon Warrior in extreme circumstances, or Dragon Control Warrior, I should say. So what are the other targets for execute? Okay, I'm just gonna play this. I'm gonna get the Cthun back, because putting the Cthun back in my deck is card draw as well. I don't think we're gonna get to combo it with Bran, so 7-9 on board is rock solid here. However, Bran Bronzebeard is on board, and that scares me slightly, because he can combo that now with Ancient Shieldbearer. What he can't do is combo with Doomcaller. His Doomcaller gets no value. Usually this would be the dream situation. Bran on board, Doomcaller comes down, double Cthun, back to the deck.
The symphony of terror begins.
Oh yes, and there it is. There's the Doomcaller. The double buff on Cthun, but no Cthun, back to his deck. Fatigue is slowly encroaching on us here.
Cower, fool.
We want to get rid of Bran, right? Because of that ancient shield bearer synergy.
Cthun shelters us.
Okay. Not the most ideal situation, because that 7-9 is still on board. But we're at 52 armor. We are beating him in the armor count. And again, constantly checking how many cards are in hand. It's really important to be constantly aware. Sorry, how many cards are in the deck, not hand. Did I say hand? How many cards are in each deck? Okay, and look, there's Bran. Now, we have a combo here. Bran and Twin Emperor. I think we do it, or not. No, we don't. We just tank up. That's fine. What will hopefully happen here is he'll throw his face and he'll throw the 4-2 into the 6-6 and take 6 damage. Yeah, I really wanted to play Bran Twin Emperor, but no, I think tanking up, holding off for now was an okay play. So look, taking 6 damage to the face. That's good. Shredding armor. Really important as we get to fatigue.
Welcome to the grand.
And there's his Justicar. A bit late to the party, but he's now going to start that tank up process. Okay. I will now take 6 to the face, but it's okay. I'm back up to 47, and I'm not going to play Bran Twin Emperor. I'm just going to hold out. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to hold out. See what else he plays. If he plays more stuff, we may brawl. Does he play anything else? No, smart guy. He knows. He knows. He knows. And there is probably a brawl in his hand. Do I commit now? Do I just do it? Yeah, I do it. This is gonna feel really bad if he has brawl in hand, and given that we've both drawn into most of our decks, brawl is in that hand guaranteed, but something's going to survive, and hopefully it's one of the 4-6s. And there it is. If a 4-6 survives, he'll have to throw... Yeah, he'll have to throw his face in. No? Execute? Okay, yeah, execute, sure. Okay. And there's a slam. Oh god, do I want to slam that and draw? No, I don't. No, I don't. Okay. Let's see. Play more stuff. Okay, that's stuff. Play more stuff. I still have Cthun in my deck. That's such an important consideration. And there he is. Do I play him? Do I just slam? No. I was thinking slamming the 2-1. No. And we're not playing Cthun yet, no. He's out of cards. So the fatigue wall starts now for him. He's putting more stuff on board. And he's going face for the weapon. He's absolutely conscious of the armor totals here. Wow. Oh, God. Okay. Do we brawl now? Do we use that as a sacrificial lamb and just brawl? I think we do, right? Yeah, damn it. Okay. That's annoying. But at least he's taking that fatigue damage now, and we're still yet to enter fatigue. So we're in a good spot. Oh gosh, he just got rid of the divine shield. Blimey. That means I can slam it. that means I can slam it. That's pretty good. Okay, sure. Let's see if he plays anything else big. Because if he does, I'll play Ravaging Ghoul Execute. Play something big. Oh, that's big. That's nice and big. Right. Well, it's either Brawl time or Execute time. And I'm actually thinking of executing it here. I'm happy to give him the Ravaging Ghoul. I don't care. Because I just want Sylvanas to die. And a 21-21 Cthun will soon be coming down to shred his armor. He knows it. He concedes. Fantastic game. And if there's any doubt, we still have Brawl left too. And rank 4. Wow. So Cthun Warrior from Sjow really working out in our favour there. And playing that game with a bit of psychology in mind. Thinking about Sylvanas' interactions with Brawl and Cthun. Thinking about Bran and Doomcaller interactions. Yeah, so Sjow's Cthun deck, not playing Gorehowl. Still incredibly effective. Okay. Thanks very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please check out the other videos on my YouTube channel. There are wild and standard mode videos, and if you look back a bit, there's a good number of arena videos as well if you like arena. Please subscribe as well. It would be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you all again very, very soon.